Next, I would like to invite Dean Brooks to come here. Dean is the director of the International Network in Education Emergencies. Without INEE, we would not be here. Without INEE, a lot of schools would have no kids between their walls, no books, and no teachers. Dean has over 2 decades of experience internationally in working in complex emergencies, conflict, disaster and development context, from Albania to Afghanistan to Lebanon and the occupied Palestinian territories, just to name a few challenging places. The list was just so huge. But most importantly, we're just thrilled to have INEE be represented here. We're partners, so we're happy to have you here. Thank you, Dean.
Thank you. Very happy to be here as well. When I look around the room, I see many of our members here. And I love these events because it's very much like a reunion for me. Many of you, I worked with you in the field, and it's nice to see you here now in Washington. But to start, just a little history for you of INEE. This is actually we're going to have a big birthday soon. Almost 15 years ago, INEE was actually initiated, the idea of it, at the World Education Forum in Dakar in 2000. And from that, a number of meetings were held and so forth. And then in November, INEE was actually created. And INEE was created by UNESCO, UNICEF, UNHCR, CARE, International Rescue Committee, and the Norwegian Refugee Council. And all have been very active with us through the years. So as I said, this is now a very important year for us. This is going to be our 15th year. And as you know, the World Education Forum is happening in Korea. We don't know yet our participation, but we have high hopes. So since that time, INEE is actually, and these numbers I think are important, we've grown to more than 11,000 members. And those members are in 170 countries plus. And every day, 3 to 4 new people join our network. If you're not a member, I expect that today you're going to actually join. It's quite easy. I actually just joined INEE about 3 months ago. And so, I mean, I joined them years ago, but I just became the director 3 months ago. And it has been an exciting learning process for me. And I feel very honored to lead the network because of your participation and your membership. One thing I wanted to talk to you about today, which I think could be learning for this new network that is developing, is something that we within INEE are discussing and really working to clarify further, and that is our functions. And it's becoming a part of our day-to-day language with the secretariat or the staff of INEE, and it's really guiding us as we create our strategy. And those functions are things that have developed over the years, through these 15 years. So I just wanted to briefly mention some of those because I think those functions will also be very helpful for this new network coming together. And the first one is community building. And so basically, INEE functions through community building. So we hold consultative interagency workshops, we have capacity development events, we also have informal member-organized events that are called meetups, and those happen globally. And all of this is happening to encourage this community building. We also bring together, and this is what's so important, agencies, ministries, donors, stakeholders, all of you here, many of you here. And that leads us into our next function, which is convening. The incredible power that INEE has in convening members. I've seen it myself as a field staff in places like, I remember in Jordan when agencies were fighting for funding and trying to organize a workshop and who would lead. And then INEE just held a phone call and brought us all together. We could all work together and put aside all of these agency kind of mandates and focus on the work at hand, which was getting kids in school. That convening power that INEE brings is also something that I wanted to emphasize. Another area a function for us as a network is knowledge management. And that's an umbrella term for all the incredible amounts of information that we share, that we bring to our members, that we disseminate, that we actually develop. We also develop based on our members' inputs. So for example, and many of you know, one of our flagship publications is the INEE Minimum Standards for Education in Emergencies. And that actually was developed by many of you and revised again in 2010. But it represents more than 3,500 people inputting on what should be the minimum standard for education in emergencies. And then we continue to disseminate that, train on that. Some of you have trained others on that. And it continues to be the standard for the field. Another function of our network is amplifying and advocating. We amplify the messages that are key to INEE and the right to education, even in emergencies. We are able to reach globally donors, ministries, school teachers, youth, and children with these messages. I would say we were instrumental in the development of the education cluster and the recognition of the cluster, and that was a key work that INEE focused on for many years, and it happened. And we continue to partner with them. We partner with, as many of you know, the SPHERE standards for humanitarian settings. Another function for us is facilitating, and that's the organization of workshops that we have globally, the global roundtables that we have held on key issues. And then the last function I want to talk about was providing. And that's how we equip our members with the tools and resources they need to do their job and do it well. Everything from manuals, pocket guides, to inclusive education, to gender, to HIV and AIDS, all the way, we also have just recently, and I'm sure we'll talk about that today, is our conflict-sensitive education pack, videos. 3 months now with INEE, and it's incredible what I'm able to see that we're able to do. And I see so much more potential. And now to this launch. I just would like to say that INEE welcomes this launch. And already we've met with USAID and EDC, starting to brainstorm on opportunities for collaboration. And I think there are many lessons that we can share with this newly developed network. And I think we're a natural partner on this. And some specific areas that I just to give to you now as we go through the day and discuss this more. But I think that INEE has the chance that we could serve as a platform for much of the work in terms of knowledge management, information, linkages, that convening power that I talked about in community building. We can promote synergies through our network. This is another area. We have working groups, task teams, roundtables. Those are other opportunities. Of course, the sharing of our tools and resources, which are open source. Many of you and your agencies use those tools and resources, and those are provided free of charge. You can download them today if you would like. For many years, we actually would even publish it, put it in the mail, and mail it to you for free. We don't have the funding for that now, but it's incredible the dissemination that we have done over the years, thanks to many of our partners. And I would say the other area where we can look to engagement is exploring the evidence base, and you've alluded to that earlier. I've put outside our brochure about our new Education in Emergencies peer-reviewed journal, and I'm excited to say that soon it will be launched, and this is also a very natural area where we can collaborate. So we actually hope to see during CIES, we will have the inaugural launch of the journal. So as I said, INEE will soon be 15, very close. And as we do reach this milestone, we do so with high hopes and aspirations. And I would say that we recognize, and that's what I would like to leave you with, that we recognize that this new network is an important step in helping us reach our goals. And thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, Dean. And as of a couple of days ago, we awarded a grant. USAID awarded a grant to INEE. It finally came through. So this partnership is really going to happen. So congratulations to INEE. So I just want to thank our speakers, because what they've done this morning, they've been shaping the global dialogue on policy, on implementation, and looking at the way forward. And it's an inspiration for us. It also takes us to the realities and the difficulties of implementation. But as they said, we're all doing this in partnerships with each other, and that's our strength. So thank you for your inspiring speeches.